Hey guys, welcome to the first week of EDU 370. Megan here to give you a little overview of our weekly assignments. All right, so first thing you'll see that welcome overview screencast. So every week you are going to be able to view a screencast that goes over the basic assignments of the week and maybe clarifies things and puts it into simple terms, things like that. So the next thing is actually not applicable this year. This semester I didn't do this, so don't worry about this course agreement. Yeah, just don't worry about that. So skip number 2. So moving on to number 3, discussion board assignment, introduction. So this week we're going to have 2 discussion assignments. Usually we'll just have one. So you're basically just going to take a second to share some information about yourself so we can get to know each other. And that is in your D12 discussion area. And so you'll notice when we go further down through this week's assignments that there's a discussion board template. This discussion board, the introductions, is not part of that. You don't need to do anything besides post in this discussion area. This is just a kind of different one. It's just to get started with. So don't worry about saving this discussion, this introduction discussion in the template and submitting it. You don't need to do that. All right, and then number 4, we have a little video for you to watch. You can click on this link here to watch that. And then number 5, a tech task, getting a Google account. So you all should have an MSU email. You are MSU students, so you obviously have one. And that is a Google email. So you should be all set. Go through the getting a Google account document just to follow the steps if you don't need to if you need to change anything. On here it says you need to obtain a new Google account. I don't really feel that that is necessary, but you can get a new one if you want. Google is a really awesome internet service. It does so many different things. It's such a practical tool. Actually, lots of practical different tools. So go ahead and make sure you have your Google account all set up. Just make sure you know how to navigate it. Just go through it. All right, number 6. So what I want you to do this week is to just explore the educational technology standards. And so there's a couple different sets. You can look at the Montana Technology Standards and then also the National Education Technology Standards for teachers and students. So just take a look through those, get to know them. No need to memorize them or anything like that, but do know those resources so that you can always go back and check and include those standards in your lesson plans. So, number 7, why do you use students search engines? So this is another thing I'd like you to review, and this is available on D2L. So go ahead and review that. You can check out these different search engines. These are just basically safe options for you to use in your classroom. You can set them up so that students will automatically search through these search engines rather than just Googling, like it says here, the word girls. You never really know what you're going to end up with. So to protect your students from seeing anything you wouldn't want them to see at school, you can use these search engines. All right, and then there's a little activity that goes with that. Okay, so this is important, your discussion board assignment. So you do have an additional discussion board assignment for the first week in addition to your introduction. And so this one is your more official discussion board assignment. I'm going to go over with you the discussion board template. So let me find that really quick. It's in week 1 assignments. It's kind of in a couple different places, but it's listed in the week 1 assignment since you'll be getting used to it this first week. So you can click on this. So you're going to do your discussions, and then when you are done with your discussions at the end of the week, you are going to submit your discussions in a Word document. So what you're going to do is you're going to do your original posting, and that is your own original response to whatever prompt it is that week. They should be substantial postings that should answer all the questions that are provided, but you don't need to go crazy with it. Just make sure that you're answering the questions thoughtfully and carefully, and you'll be fine. It doesn't need to be like multiple paragraphs because that's a lot to write for you, and it's also a lot for people to read. And so we want to make this realistic for everyone. So make sure that you are monitoring your discussion posts and not going too crazy. I know sometimes people get off on tangents and things like that, so we're going to try to avoid that. You are also going to post 2 replies to your peers' original postings. And same thing, they should be substantive. They should have some like good quality thought to it. It shouldn't be like, I really like your post, man, good job. It should be more of a thoughtful reply. But again, it doesn't need to be extensive. It just needs to be thoughtful and well worded. Any additional postings are not graded. You're only required to do 2. So if you want to go beyond the bare minimum, that is totally fine. Just keep in mind that it's not going to affect your grade at all. So there's the first part, original posting, peer replies, and then you're also going to make sure that you include the date and time of the posting. And then when you're done with all that, you get your initial postings in here. You're going to actually copy and paste them into this these boxes. You can basically use this box itself and just fill it in. Then beyond that, you're going to provide a 1-paragraph summary of your post. So you're basically going to put it into your own words. Just summarize it. It'll give you a good opportunity to reflect on what you've said and the discussions that you've had. And then finally, you are going to provide a self-assessment, 1 out of 10. Or sorry, not 1 out of 10, hopefully more than 1 out of 10. So out of 10 points, how many points do you think you earned and why? And don't forget to do this. This is an important component. If you're forgetting to give yourself this self-assessment, you're not self-monitoring and you're not having like a metacognitive thing thinking about what you learned. So just make sure that you are conducting this self-assessment. So when you're done, this box will be quite bigger. It'll all be full. Your original posting will be here. Your peer reply postings will be here, your dates and times, you'll have a summary, and you'll have your self-assessment. You are going to turn this in every week to the Dropbox. This is how you're going to get a grade. So you might do all of your postings and they might be awesome, but if you're forgetting to submit this template, you are going to see that your grade is greatly affected. So don't forget. Remember. All right, let's go back. To the week 1 overview. I think that was the last item, but let's just make sure. Okay, so your discussion board assignment for this week, now that you know how to format it, is a critical evaluation of web resources. So you're going to click on this link here, and you're going to explore the website. You're going to ask yourself, who wrote this? Is it accurate? Where did it come from? Why is it here? Things like that. As you explore, consider the big question about students' use of the web as a place for research and interactions. So consider the following framework as a means of assessing the validity of web content. So it's easy to remember. It's got a good title, the 5 A's. So authority, accuracy, authorship, appropriateness, and accessibility. So use those 5 A's while you're reviewing this website up here, martinlutherking.org. All right. And so you can read on more about the discussion board postings, but I just want you to remember the basic format. So your original posting is due early in the week. I would recommend getting this original, your first initial posting in by Tuesday so that people have plenty of time to respond to it. Then after that, you are going to respond to 2 other postings. So if you post on Tuesday and there's already some other postings up, you can get it all done at once and just reply to your 2 postings, or you can come back later in the week and complete that. You are then, at the end of the week, going to fill out your discussion board template and submit it. And here finally are the actual discussion questions for you to answer in the week 1 discussion. So what are the benefits of locating resources online, and what are the detriments and dangers? So basically the pros and cons of online resources. All right, that covers it for this week. You should also just be, kind of exploring, looking ahead, just seeing what's going on. And definitely, if you have any questions about your tech club placement or about the discussions or about anything, shoot me an email and I'll be happy to get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks. Bye-bye.